Thank you for watching CTR TV. I'm Christy Olds with your 5 in 5. Get up to speed on 5 topics in 5 minutes. CTR is calling on all realtors to step up following Governor Ned Lamont's first budget address. The governor's proposed budget calls for sales tax to be applied to real estate commissions, which is expected to generate more than $68 million a year in revenue for the state. It also applies to other services like attorneys, engineers, interior designers, and architects.
And believe me, I've been forewarned by all of you. There was bipartisan consensus on this, that every tax expenditure has a strong lobby behind it, and the pushback will be ferocious.
Lamont also proposed an expanded seller's conveyance tax on properties more than $800,000. CTR needs the help of its 17,000 members over the coming months to fight these proposals. The most effective way for the association to communicate with you is through text. Sign up for the CTR text alert system at ctrealtors.com/text or text CTR to 52886. You will only receive alerts as legislative proposals move forward and action is needed. What happens in the coming months will shape Connecticut real estate dramatically and could be costly to you and your clients. The governor's budget is a starting point, which lawmakers will now use to draft, negotiate, and pass a final budget. Opinions of this starting point vary significantly.
We're going to tax people completely out of the state of Connecticut. We've got to make a change. This is not the change we need.
This is a process. We didn't get into this mess overnight. It was 60 years of failing to pay our bills and just charging it on to the next person down the line. We're going to get out of it, but we got to be patient, let the process work out, and then we'll see where we end up.
Certainly not the direction that I think the state of Connecticut needs to be moving in. The disappointment is that we had the opportunity to try to correct some of the things that we've been doing incorrectly for many, many years under the Malloy administration, and unfortunately this seems like yet another example of more taxes and more spending. But thankfully, at least he's calling for less borrowing.
Lamont's budget also includes 2 options for highway tolls. One would only impose tolls on trucks. The other would create tolls for both cars and trucks. More than 90 local board leaders and staff recently learned how to better serve those roles from a world-renowned expert. Bob Harris taught the leadership training course. The day covered governance topics like board responsibilities, how to run a good meeting, and risks to be aware of and to avoid. Harris says people often get on a board, but don't always know how to be the best board member or leader. He says realtors can use these skills beyond their profession.
Realtors are really important to their communities, and it's one of the reasons that in most strategic plans it talks about community relations. And I know that realtors serve on lots of other nonprofit boards. It could be the soccer association, the PTA, or the Girl Scouts. So what we want to do is develop good realtor leaders who can serve on other boards of directors too.
Harris says many boards could benefit from a governance review because there are always opportunities to improve. He has tips and templates posted at nonprofitcenter.com that may be useful. Registration is now open for the National Association of Realtors Legislative Meetings and Trade Expo in Washington, D.C. There's no registration fee for realtors, but it is important to register early in order to get a reasonable or convenient hotel room for the conference. That conference runs from May 13th to 18th. It's a chance for realtors to take an active role to advocate for the real estate industry and policy at the federal level. The agenda will include visits to Capitol Hill, where realtors can meet with their members of Congress. To register for the Legislative Meetings and Trade Expo, go to legislative.realtor. NAR just launched a new national ad campaign. It's called That's Who We Are. It looks to demonstrate the value of a realtor to consumers and to deliver a sense of pride in being a realtor. Members and associations can visit nar.realtor/thatswhoweare to access content that they can use in their communities. That is your 5 in 5. I'm Christy Olds for CTR TV.